working. Oh.
Can you guys see us? Wait, I can't see us over here.
The internet can totally
see you now. 47 seconds. Oh, I see us.
Oh my god.
It's just a delay.
Are we on delay?
Yeah, so they just watched us stare at the screen for 5 seconds. Sorry about that, you guys.
Okay.
Hi. Look, we're so delayed. It's so behind. Hopefully it catches up.
Oh my god.
If you guys can see us, if you could please leave a comment and let us know, that would be so great because for what we're seeing, we're very delayed. Oh, you see us. Oh, I'm so happy.
You can see us.
Oh, thank you. We have to refresh. Oh, can we just refresh? Oh, can we refresh? I'm nervous. Can we refresh?
Can we refresh? I'm not sure if we can refresh. We'll just leave it go. Let's see. Do we need to refresh or are we good?
I think we should
refresh. We can see. You said we can see. I don't know if we can refresh.
Okay, we're not going to refresh because I'm nervous.
Monica, do we need to refresh?
Monica, please help us out. Should we refresh our screen? I think that we can. I'm going to click refresh on this one. Thanks, guys, for being patient with us. We just want to see what you guys are seeing at the same time. So I need to know if I need to fix my hair. I don't think it's going to help. We can just jump right into it.
Okay.
Okay.
So, hello, guys, and everyone else has to refresh. Okay.
Oh, everyone else. Okay.
Everyone, please refresh.
Fine.
We're good. Okay. So, guys, welcome. Oh my gosh, this is so exciting.
We're so happy. This is our very first webinar, so it's really great.
John is here.
Hi, babe.
Hello, everyone. Okay, so this is kind of funny. We're watching ourselves like on a delay, but we'll ignore it.
I'm just going to not even look at it because I can't.
So, first of all, we want to thank you guys so much for joining us. This is really, really exciting for us. And as you know, we have a big announcement, but we will share that in a little bit. And we want to share some great advice and content with you right now while we have you here. I'm so glad, John. So, to introduce ourselves, in case you maybe only know one of us, you can go right ahead.
Hi, everybody. My name is Asia Croson, and I'm a local photographer in San Luis Obispo, California. I also have a blog, and I run a local magazine called Slow What. I like to call myself the editor-in-chief. So I met Paige online, which is so awesome, and I am here in Phoenix right now visiting her to launch this awesome thing. And if you guys right now are skipping Monday Night Football to watch this, really appreciate it. I know that's a big deal. Got it. Hashtag big deal. I said that before you even read that. Anyway, continue. Go ahead. Introduce yourself.
So, my name is Paige Poppe. I am an artist, and I work in watercolor and acrylic. And I have a degree in architecture, so that is my background. And I really have a passion for both art and architecture. Like Asia said, we met while I was living in California, in San Luis Obispo. And after that, our business besties kind of took off, and we are now going to be business partners. And if some of you know what the big announcement is, keep it on the DL. But yes, I guess I didn't really finish my introduction, but I'm an artist. I also do watercolor logos for business owners, hand-painted signs for business owners, and then my own artwork. I also talk with my hands a lot. That's it. So, yes, we're looking forward to sharing our big announcement with you. But as you guys see, the topic of today's webinar is how to put yourself out there.
And if you guys are joining us from Periscope, then you got a little bit of a preview of what we're going to be talking about today. So thank you for joining us from over there. And we're really excited to give you guys even more content than what we gave you on Periscope.
Yes, and I do want to say really quick, if you happen to be, okay, good. John said talking with your hands is good for webinars. I agree. I just want to say that if you happen to be watching this webinar because you are found my YouTube channel and you maybe have no idea what Space to Face is, we would like to encourage you to click the link in the description box. Oh my gosh, Melissa, please email me. I would love to. I haven't shared some of my new work yet because the business owners haven't revealed their logos yet, but email me. Just side note.
Very exciting.
But the link is in the description box, spacetoface.com. We encourage you to sign up if you don't know what we're talking about, and we will see you there and make our announcement.
I was trying to message. I don't know if it's sent over here on this side.
Okay, so we'll jump in.
Yeah. So the first thing we're talking about, really the big overarching topic right now, is the 3 fears that you might have yourself in putting yourself out there. Have yourself, is what I just said. Have yourself and putting yourself out there.
We really think that something that holds people back from putting themselves out there, we think that those hesitations are all based in fear.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely. And something that we get complimented on a lot and people ask about us about a lot from us is, how do you guys put yourself out there so much? And so we have kind of thought of the fears people have told us and then how we combat them and what to do about them. So the first thing, should we name all three or should we just go through the first one?
We'll just go with the first one.
Let's do that. So the first thing is people don't want to come off too self-promotion-y, right? Like they don't want to be the one to be like, look at me, I'm so great, my artwork is amazing, my photography is amazing, blah, blah, blah. And so they're really, really scared about that. Why do you think that is?
I think it's something, it can seem cocky if you talk about yourself too much.
Right.
It might be rooted in maybe a lack of confidence in your work.
Right.
But I have to say, I think the only way you can change that is to just keep sharing.
Yes, absolutely.
And get over that fear.
Yes, so true, so true. So a couple of things that we wanted to talk about when you're doing self-promotion. The first thing is that you are the best person to promote yourself, right? So if we're talking about, let's say, a service, so my photography service, I am the best person to talk about my service because I know the most about it. I am the most passionate about it. So if somebody had a question and they were coming directly to me because I'm self-promoting, I have the best answers for that, right? And I feel the most passionate about it. So I'm going to give the best answers in the best way possible because I am the only one who can do that the best.
And honestly, when you first start out, if you don't promote yourself, who's going to?
Nobody's going to.
Like,
no.
Seriously.
So I did
one.
Yeah, my first Periscope was called 3 Ways to Be Brave in Business, and that's what I discussed, is that in the beginning, you are the only one. Not only are you the best one, but you are the only one who can promote your services because it's you doing it. There's no one else, and I talked about slaying the dragon, and I was like, it is your dragon to slay. You're the only one who's going to do that. So you have to be the one that goes out and does that because it is you that you are promoting. So there is that. And then go ahead.
Eventually, should we talk about what happens? Eventually, over time, if you keep doing the self-promotion, keep sharing your work, more people are going to find it, and you will start to find that people start sharing your work for you.
Absolutely.
So maybe you will Periscope and someone will share out those broadcasts, or someone will take a photo of your artwork and they will share it with their friends and say, like, look at this, I'm so in love with it, it's totally my vibe. Or in Asia's case, she has a really nice way of, like, when she photographs someone, they're obviously going to want to share this photo and spread her in that way.
Yes.
So, I just got a text message saying someone didn't get the link to the webinar. You continue. I'm gonna field these comments. Emily said she's been terrible promoting her services. She needs to work on it.
So, Emily, this is perfect for you because we know that you do great work, right? And you know that you do great work. And you have to remember that you're the only one who can put your work out there in the beginning because you are saying, this is my amazing work. I know what I'm doing, so I'm going to put it out there. And then after a while, once you build a tribe and a community, you're going to be building raving fans, if you guys have read that book, and ambassadors for your brand who are going to start telling people. And if you build a system that works really well for giving referrals, for getting testimonials, and for having people share with their friends, then you don't have to promote yourself as much. But that takes time and it takes a lot of confidence in your work to put yourself out there initially to get people who are going to promote your work for you. So people, for me, when I do work with sorority girls, they're putting that all over social media because it's great work, because they love how they look in those photos. So after a while, I don't have to be like, look at these amazing photos of all these sorority girls. They're doing it for me, but that takes time. So the fear of self-promotion, number one, you have to get over it because it's you. You are the only one who can do it, and you're the best one. And number two, that eventually is going to go away. You're still going to have to do a little bit of it, but once you build a nice reputation and a foundation, those people are going to be doing it for you.
And another good thing to mention with that is it's not just all about them sharing the images on social media. A lot of it you will find is going to be word of mouth.
Yes.
And word of mouth promotion is really interesting because sometimes, and most likely, it never gets back to you. So you're never going to know what happens. Emily said she's nodding along. I love Melissa's emojis. Thank you, guys.
Emily, we're nodding with you.
Calligraphy Cole, we are only on the first step. We are talking about the 3 fears you might have of putting yourself out there, and those are the things that can keep you hesitant and hold you back. So a lot of it's word of mouth is what I was saying, and you will find that people will start talking about you when you don't even know about it.
Absolutely,
really.
yeah.
And I just had an experience last week where someone said, like, oh, people have been telling me about your work, and I'm like, who
are those
was
people?
this people?
Yes.
I really like them. But yeah,
That's funny.
it just happens that way.
It does. I just scoped yesterday about the people you can't forget to impress who might not be your clients. And I mentioned that a lot of word of mouth comes to me from people who weren't my clients. who have just seen me and they have seen me put myself out there, whether that's on social media or locally, etc. And they're like, oh, I really like her work. I don't have the opportunity to work with her right now, but I would definitely tell somebody else about it. Yep. And so the more that you're putting yourself out there, the more that you're making these branches for people to talk about you, and then you're not having to do the self-promotion that you might be scared of. Yep. So that fear needs to go away, and then it definitely kind of dissipates.
Just like take it and throw it far away.
Okay, is everybody caught up? Is everybody good with that? I'm going to erase this little comment here because it's driving me kind of crazy. Good.
So we hope you guys are enjoying it so far. That was tip number 1. And we want to thank you guys for all these awesome comments, for being here. Once again, this is really, really exciting. This is great. Asia said her scope was the bomb. Do you have it saved on Catch or YouTube? You definitely have it saved to your phone. I have it saved.
I've never heard of Catch before.
Catch saves your periscopes and you can repurpose them. Oh. But you could also repurpose the video. So
okay, great. I'm gonna probably be putting it on YouTube. We're also gonna be repurposing that I was going to say that content in other ways, which we will share with you.
Which we will share later.
Very soon.
You met a big calligrapher in Houston who came up to you at a creative meeting and she wanted to meet me. You were shocked. Like, how do you know me?
That's so cool. That's so cool.
Exactly. And you will start to see, like, I mean, this doesn't happen to me often, but I've had, like, maybe a few instances where someone's like, hey, are you Paige Poppe? Or like, hey, I already know who you are. And I'm like, whoa.
This actually happens to me frequently.
Because
my town is very small. Yes. And so this happens to me a lot. And it's so... This more talks about transparency, I guess. But the more that I'm out there, the more that I talk about it, the more people know me, the more people can work with me, right? So self-promotion, huge deal. And you have to do it because if not, no one else will. And then the second fear that people have... What lipstick is that? Amen.
This is MAC Viva Glam number 1.
I almost want to go put it on. It just looks so amazing. You look so good in the dog look.
Thank you. Mo made it. I'm so glad. Hi.
I thought you said Mo made the lipstick, and I was like, what? No. That's incredible.
I'm really happy to hear that was such a cool experience, and like that'll just keep happening. It's awesome.
Yes, it really will. Like over time, exponentially it goes. So the number 2 fear that I just spoke about in my Periscope, so if you guys came from over there, then I've talked about this a little bit, but we're going to go more in depth here, is that some of you might just feel annoying. Like you might just feel like I'm talking about this all the time. I'm always putting up my work everywhere, and it kind of feels like maybe it's not all you talk about, but that you're giving people the opportunity too much, right? So we have a little bit of a metaphor that I discussed in my Periscope. So if you got to a beach, I said we were in Fiji because that sounds really amazing. Probably feels a lot like outside Phoenix right now. It's 101 degrees. And you're laying there, you just got there and you're like chilling. And this waiter comes to you and he's like, can I say the same drink I said before?
Yeah.
Because I liked it. And he's like, I would like to offer you a gluten-free, alcohol-free, very hydrating coconut margarita. It might be alcoholic for you. For me, I would not like that.
Sweetened with liquid stevia.
Liquid stevia. Very good for you. Perfect for you specifically as a person. And you're like, that's amazing. I didn't even know such an amazing drink existed. But now is not the time for me because I just got here. I'm just putting my bag down, opening my book. Not quite ready for you yet. That's totally fine. I'm not annoyed with this waiter at this point. I'm not annoyed by that at all. Then like an hour passes and he comes around again and he's like, I would like to offer you this gluten-free, alcohol-free coconut margarita. And I'm like, absolutely. This is the time to do it for me. Thank you for coming back. I super appreciate it. I would have no idea where to find this gluten-free, alcohol-free coconut margarita if I had tried to find it myself. And I'm so happy that you came back to give this to me because I'm hydrated and I'm so much happier of a person because of it.
Yeah.
So that's how I want you guys to be thinking of your clients. I want you to be thinking. Go ahead.
Let's say I am a senior about to graduate from Cal Poly and I would like a natural light photographer who will make me look exactly like myself. And here comes Asia, and we bump into each other in the coffee shop accidentally, and she says, hey, you are so beautiful. And she's like, oh, thank you so much. I'm actually a Cal Poly graduate, blah, blah, blah. If Asia didn't say anything, and she was just like, cool, it was nice to meet you, rather than being like, I'm actually a portrait photographer for seniors, then the girl's like, oh my god, you are the answer to my prayers.
Yes.
You know?
That is so true, and it does happen like that. And it's not annoying for you to mention what you do to people because they could be the poor girl in Fiji. Doesn't sound like a poor girl problem to me, but they could be in Fiji just waiting for the water for the service that you're going to offer them. So you really need to get into the mindset that the service or the product that you're providing people, they are going to love. And the people that you attract in the tribe that you're going to be build, they're going to all be those people. So you're not annoying them at all when you're providing them a service that's helping them and enriching their lives.
No. I also want to say something about So that's like a real world way to be annoying, but you're not being annoying. Kind of a social media perspective. Someone who really talks well about this is Danielle from the Meriwether Council, and she is an Etsy coach. So she's talking about how people shouldn't feel embarrassed or annoying when they're talking about their products. So she was just talking about this in a scope last week, so it's fresh in my mind. But people are like, oh, I have a big sale coming up, but I don't want to be annoying, so I'm going to talk about it one time. Hi, Suze! I'm so glad you're here. So she says something like, I don't want to be too annoying. I'm only going to talk about this one time on Instagram and one time on Facebook. Rather than being like, let me talk about this once a day on Instagram, a week before the sale happens, and 8 times on Facebook. You're not being annoying because the chances are that people are not going to see all 8 of those posts. They might see 2 of them. They might see 3 of them. And let me tell you, if you really want a limited edition painting, or you really want an item when it goes on sale and you find out later that it went on sale and you didn't know about it, you're going to be pissed.
You're so bummed about that.
Hello, everyone. We're so excited to have you here. Everyone now wants a coconut margarita.
Amen. That sounds amazing to me. Do those things exist?
That probably could exist.
I feel like it probably...
probably
Wait, pina colada or something-ish.
Yeah.
Ooh, do they make those alcohol-free?
Probably.
Okay, so I continue.
Yeah, probably will.
Exactly. Yeah, so if you're not putting those things out there and somebody...
You're doing them a disservice.
You are. You're not... That's not being fair. And you have to think that the people, again, that you're attracting are people who want your product or people who want your service. And if you believe in your product and your service, then you know it's helping people. I don't think there's many passionate creatives out there who are like, nah, my product does no things for people. We all really believe in what we're doing. And I believe that giving people senior portraits when they graduate from college enriches their lives. And Paige really does believe that the paintings she's making people really does enrich their lives and gives them more enjoyment. So that's what you have to be thinking about when you're offering the services, when you're putting out there. You're not being annoying.
Like Calligraphy Cult just says she hates when she misses that one post. Like, seriously, I don't have time to stalk everyone's account. Amen.
Amen. So you're doing everybody a service. You're right. If you're putting it out there, you're not being annoying. You're being helpful.
You really are.
Okay.
And I think maybe I should type in these tips that we're recapping.
Oh,
so
I love it.
The 3 fears of putting yourself out there. If you are just tuning in now, I'm going to put them here in the description box. The first one is that you're afraid of self-promotion, which you shouldn't be.
You should not
just,
be.
No. And
I will talk about them while you type them.
Okay.
Yes. So the first one would be being afraid of self-promotion. And the 2 things we talked about is that number 1, if you're just starting out, if you don't have a solid clientele yet, you are the only one who can do the self-promotion, and you are the best person to do self-promotion because it is you that you are promoting, right? And then after that, you are going to be building such a solid referral and a testimonial system that other people will be doing the promotion for you just by word of mouth and just by being pleased with your work. And so after a while, you won't have to do as much self-promotion, so it's okay. Yes. And then we just discussed about being annoying, and you probably just heard that you're really not being annoying when you're offering people something or when you're putting it out there on social media once a day, because people are going to love what you're doing. So you're not being annoying.
Yep. So that brings us into the 3rd fear that you might have of putting yourself out there, and that's that you think you are going to push away, or you're worried about what your friends are going to think. And like,
this is a weird fear for us. We just want to express.
I have no time for this fear. No time.
Oh my gosh, that's so funny. So I don't think that we're just very lucky and that our friends are very supportive. I think people who have great friends do have that. Okay, let's get into it. So go ahead, the story.
I just feel like if you are very passionate about something, you know what? I love painting. I love creating art. It is such a passion for me, and I want to encourage other people. Yeah, Sue says, are they friends then?
Exactly. That's our number 1 point.
That's such a good question.
Well, we should tell the story first before you get into that.
Yes, what is the story?
Okay, so we were in San Francisco, and we were meeting up with a friend, and it was like in January. Remember we did that? We've been to San Francisco a couple times. Yes, we have. And
Bye, Felicia.
Bye, Felicia. Deuces. Exactly. Anyway, we have heard this from several people that they're worried that when they start a new business that they might be putting their friends off, and they have just one Instagram account, at Asia Croson, right? And I'm posting a bunch of my photography, and my friends are going to be like, I don't care about your photography. I just want to know. I just want to see pictures of me on your Instagram. I don't care about your photography. That's not a real thing. So I first want to mention, I put this point at the end, but I'm going to talk about it first, is that if you haven't put yourself out there for your friends to see and you're just worried that they're going to be annoyed by it, I would give your friends a chance before you just assume they're going to be annoyed. Yes. Because most likely the friends you have at an age where you can start a business are probably really good friends. I'm just assuming. And so, like Paige was saying, she feels very fulfilled. She's very happy when she paints, etc. So I, as a friend, am happy for her. I'm happy to see the work that she's producing, even if it's not something that I would purchase. For the photographs that I do, I love my business and I love my work, and so Paige is pumped on it for me, even if she's not going to be purchasing from me.
And a good example that you had was, for example, Asia's boyfriend. So super supportive.
Yes.
Is he a graduating female senior?
No. He's not. He's
No.
not. Yes,
Yeah.
you need friends who appreciate you are and what you do. Exactly. And that they can see how your business fuels you, and that when you're good friends with somebody, you want what's best for them. You want them to be happy, and when your business makes you happy, then that's okay.
And Suze wrote, a lot of her friends have eventually come around and become customers.
We've been each other's customers.
This is so true. We have been each other's customers. I have made a lot of artwork for Asia. Asia took my senior photos. She took photos for my business. I made a hand-painted sign for your business.
Yes.
It all works back.
She made my logo for one of my big events I have coming up.
Yes, I did a watercolor logo.
Yes,
I did
exactly.
everything. And this is Melissa is saying, Melissa has no time for it. I love it.
Love it.
John was never in a sorority. No need for this.
The beard reminds me of, I don't know who Khal Drogo is, but Khal is the first couple letters of John's last name. So that's hilarious.
You have yet to get married.
You don't and you still love my business. So your friends, you guys, are not going to be annoyed by this. And if they are, they're not good friends. And they're not the friends that you need to have around you as an entrepreneur. I'm not telling you to like deuce out on your friends. You had a good point earlier though.
What was the point?
Your point was, if somebody doesn't want to see your work, they can just unfollow you and hang out with you in real life.
Honestly, I can see it. I can see when people unfollow me. I can tell when people don't know what the hell I'm talking about when it comes to my business. But that doesn't bother me at all.
No.
I am not going to give them the stink eye when I see them in public because we have other things we relate on. We're at school. We're in architecture school together. We relate on those topics.
Yes.
My business is not the only thing that they relate on. And Andrea says I think it's Andrea. She is oh my god, you guys are killing it with the comments.
Seriously.
I had to scroll up. You're living in all these fears right now. We really hope we can encourage you to move past those fears.
Absolutely.
And I want to say that it takes time. This is not going to happen right away. I have a little story I will tell in a second about how I got to be comfortable with this. Let's read a couple more comments. Alicia feels bad charging friends. You shouldn't.
Don't feel bad about that. Absolutely not. If you think about what your friends do as a business, let's say that, I can't think of an example off the top of my head, but you wouldn't tell if your friend worked at a grocery store, you wouldn't be like, I'm sorry, can I get these vegetables for free? It's not a thing. You're a business, just like all other businesses are a business, and that's how you're going to start out. If you're building the clientele with your friends, and then if you charge them, they're going to appreciate it more. It's just the philosophy or the psychology of pricing, psychology of paying for something. They're going to appreciate it a lot more, and they're going to be like, oh wow, this is really amazing. I didn't just like random get it for free. So don't feel bad about that. You can do it.
Do not feel bad. I have a story to tell now. Selena, we see your question. She asked, when do you know when you're ready to start? Okay. She's nervous. She doesn't know if you can financially. We're going to answer questions at the end after we make our big announcement. So stay tuned. We will write it down. Someone said, don't feel bad for paying your bills. So Amen. True. Love the grocery store analogy. It's so silly. Sue, that is so funny. Sue said she was trying to tap for hearts.
Oh, that's so funny.
You guys can share the broadcast. If you look over here under the title, there's a little share button. If you would like to share this on Twitter, we invite you to. It's not private. They can totally get it.
Dude, when are you getting coffee? Do you know that I only got to play it? I can't even open because you came in and questioned me. Oh my gosh, Michael, thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate that. So this is really cool, actually. So can I share a story right now?
Yeah.
So Michael was a barista at Starbucks, and we all know probably if you know me at all that I love Starbucks. And I had an event that I threw for the sororities a couple years ago, and we kind of were talking about this a little bit later on, maybe not in this webinar, but the benefits of putting yourself out there in your industry or just in general with other people. I talked about this in my scope, and I literally said you should put yourself out there with baristas because baristas are people too, and they're amazing, and I see them every day. So Michael, whose name is actually Michelangelo, which is hilarious, is also a DJ, and I was like, hey, I would love you to DJ at this event for me that I'm putting on, and he freaking killed it. And he said, I only got to play Eye Candy when opened because you came in and questioned me at Starbucks. So he did it for me, and then he also was able to DJ at the club when it opened on its own. So me coming out to him and him putting himself out there to me made this huge thing happen, and that was just because I was just talking to him at Starbucks. So putting yourself out there opens up opportunities for you, and look, it opened up opportunities for Michael as well. So really, you're doing yourself and everyone else a favor by putting yourself out there. We were not talking about friends though. I got sidetracked somehow.
Oh, it's totally
Okay,
irrelevant
great.
story. I would also like to share a story, and this is on the topic of how people were saying that they like how to get over these fears, and we are being real confident right now and giving you all these tips because it's fears that we've already gotten past, but they were definitely fears that we had to get past ourselves.
Yes.
And I want to share a story of one way that I got over it. So I don't know if a lot of people know this, and I don't love talking about it, but the way that I learned how to use social media, how to blog consistently, how to grow online, the way I started learning how to do that was that I used to be a fashion blogger, and was not my passion. I was probably like decent at it, but the thing that it did for me, besides teaching me how to use social media and take good photos and write and being consistent, it did show me how to be comfortable just sharing content regularly.
Especially content of yourself.
Yes.
Because it was you that you were putting out there. Right.
Yes. I've actually heard of people who will sometimes, like, for example, if they have a fear of putting themselves out there and they have a fear of periscoping, they will do a private Periscope and just pretend they're live. Or you can make like a private Instagram account and share your photos and never tell anyone about it just to get comfortable with it. So fashion blogging is very vulnerable because you're mostly just sharing pictures of yourself, which can come off totally cocky and totally just like self-indulgent. Is that the right word? It can totally come off that way. So I kind of got over that fear then, and I was like, this is weird sometimes. Sometimes I was sharing more than one photo of myself a day. Fun fact, photos of people do the best on social media.
Absolutely.
So it's not a fear you should have.
Statistically true.
So that's one way to get over it. And I totally get that it's scary, but you get over it when you start doing it a lot.
Absolutely. So in the beginning, you're right, because we're being confident and we're giving you guys these tips that we've learned along the way. And in the beginning, I would have appreciated these tips, to be honest, because I was just like rolling with it, doing whatever I could do. And one thing I did was I completely ignored not the feedback, but the measurement of how well I was doing. So when I would put something out there, I did not look at like how many likes I was getting. I did not think about, I wasn't too worried about what was coming back. I was just like, I know that I have to get through this part of putting myself out there, and I can't worry too much about what's coming back at me. So I was just putting stuff out. I would put YouTube channels out or YouTube videos out when I first started doing YouTube. Never I would check how many things I got, because I know that even if I didn't get too many in the beginning, I had to be putting some stuff out there. And then it was always fun because I would go back and I would always be very surprised, like, oh, that's fun. I did get some views on that, which is really great. Yeah. So you kind of just have to get to that first phase where you're like, I'm just going to be practicing putting myself out there. And I like the idea of like doing kind of like a run with it, like a trial with it. And don't pay attention too much about what's kind of coming back to you, because you have to go through a phase where you're just putting yourself out there, and that stuff is building you a foundation. And so when people come back to you later, they're like, wow, they were putting out so much stuff. So you just have to start.
But Rebecca has only shared her face on camera once. So nervous, LOL. Yeah, and I have another little anecdote. I met someone, and I had known them personally, and I watched this other person be like, wow, I had no idea what you looked like. And it's because you need to be more forward and show up. You might have to do your first Periscope with someone on Skype, but just so you feel like you're talking to one person.
Absolutely.
Great idea. And
I always do this. So I Snapchat is one of my biggest things. And I learned from actually one of Sean's friends to speak to Snapchat like Snapchat is a person. And like, I'm like, hey, Snap. That's always what I do. And it's really helpful because then people, when they're watching it, they feel like you're talking to them. And it does take a little bit to get used to it, but then you become really comfortable in that. So when you do your copy, when you do anything on video, when I did my YouTube videos, which I felt I was very comfortable and I really enjoyed, because I had my assistant sitting right behind the camera and engaging with me, and then I would cut those parts out when we were engaging, or sometimes I wouldn't because I thought they were hilarious, and that was super helpful because I felt like I was just talking to her. So that's a really good way of putting that. Where are we in the world right now? We're talking about great stuff.
We're talking about great stuff, and actually I wanted to say something. This is a little bit ad-lib, but we are going to make our big announcement soon.
Yes.
We have so far shared 3 fears of... I love your guys' stories over here. They're really funny.
Thank you.
And Becca, I really encourage you to keep doing so. Also with Periscope and with your artwork, necessarily you could do 5 out of 6 scopes that are all of your artwork, which is totally fine. And like the voice factor even is really good.
Yeah, absolutely. So if you're not showing your face, is that what you mean, right?
Exactly.
You're just showing that. Yeah,
you're just
totally.
showing your work. That's okay
There's baby
too.
steps. Absolutely, absolutely. You don't have to be like, I'm gonna start a YouTube channel.
Yeah.
You know, whatever. So my first video that I shared on Facebook, where I was totally raw and vulnerable, had the most positive feedback, and to this day, people refer back to that video and share how impact. Absolutely, transparency is a really big deal, you guys. What's the YouTube channel of Asia? Is she I am a photographer, yes.
So her name is right here in the description box, Asia Croson. If you type her into YouTube, you will find her YouTube channel, and yes, she is a photographer.
Yes.
What I was going to say is we have so far shared 3 fears of putting yourself out there, and we will soon be making our big announcement. But I just kind of thought of one other thing that could be a 4th fear.
Okay.
And I think this is a really big one that we didn't think of, is that you have the fear that no one cares.
Oh, interesting.
And so you're like, I'm not going to blog because no one's going to read it or anything. You are so welcome.
Thanks for being here.
So welcome. And so that is a fear of you don't think anyone cares. And I was thinking about this when you said you didn't pay attention to who was looking at the content, who was liking it, any comments. There's kind of that thing that Asia and I have picked up on silent readers.
Yes.
So I might put out a blog post and get no comments on it. I get some likes on Instagram. No one really says this really resonated with me or anything. And that's your fear, Tony. Okay,
good.
And me and Asia have discovered something. And
huge. This is big. I can't believe we didn't think about this.
I know.
This is so true.
Mo feels the same way. Okay,
Yes.
so we have noticed this thing called silent readers, and I'm probably guilty of this.
Oh, everyone's guilty of it.
Everyone. I read blog posts, and I am like, this is the best blog I've ever read. I love this DIY. I can't wait to do it. And do I leave a comment and tell that person? I don't usually leave a comment.
No.
I usually maybe I'll pin it, or I tell someone else about it in person, which brings us back to the word of mouth promotion.
Yes.
But a lot of times we found that so for example, I was at dinner last night. This girl.
Oh, this is good.
This is a good story. I went to dinner last night. First of all, I wore leggings. I should have looked more put together. My hair looked good though.
It did look really good. You were on point. Also, Center Stage is my favorite movie. Keep reading.
And I see this girl who I was friends with in high school. I haven't seen her in 5 years. And I'm like, I'm not really going to say anything to her. She probably doesn't remember me. Blah, blah, blah. This girl serves us our food. You're a silent reader. I'm very guilty of it too. This girl serves us our food. She's like, Paige, so nice to see you. How was your painting workshop last weekend?
So she's been totally up to date with you.
Totally up to date with me. And she's like, by the way, all of your artwork is beautiful.
No. She said, everything you do is perfect. That's what she said.
Which was, first of all, just the sweetest comment
So
ever.
nice, yeah.
But here's me thinking, no one, I think, maybe I got 2 comments. Little do I know there's probably, 20 people who are appreciating something.
Absolutely.
And they're just not telling me.
Yes.
So I can't feel down on myself being like, oh, no one cares.
Right.
No one looks at my stuff. Little do I know that this girl is looking at my stuff. I had no idea.
This could be a whole other thing. We talk about this for days because it happens to me all the time. And actually, a lot of my boyfriend's friends are on my stuff. They watch all of my things. I have no. They watch. They read my blogs about girl stuff. All of his guy friends. I did not know that, but that is really good promotion for me because then when they're getting married or when their sister is graduating, I'm the first person that they think of because I put myself out there so much, right? And so there are so many people that are silent reading. And if they're not silent reading right now, then later down the line, I kind of said something about this earlier. When people do find you, you're going to have so much content that you've already been putting out there. They're going to be like, oh my gosh, there's so many cool things that this person put out there. It is so funny to hear these stories. It's so serious. I would let me just think of 5, seriously, off the top of my head. I remember my assistant who used to be pretty, she was on my Instagram a lot, on my Snapchat a lot, and she used to work at Barnes & Noble, and somebody would come up to her and be like, are you Asia's assistant? And she's like, yes. And they'd be like, I read her blog. Or sometimes I'll tell people, oh, I actually went to Phoenix, and I know I'm on your Snapchat. I'm like, oh, okay. And then one time, my favorite one was, I have so many of these. This is such a good point. I was at a Froyo. I was at T-Berry and Slow. What are we doing?
Someone said they silently stalked us.
See? Oh, my gosh.
Also, Alicia, they should talk about your Insta because it's great.
Because it's so good. That's
Stay
so
positive.
funny.
Mo said she's literally watched all your videos and read your blog, but never commented.
See?
And we just had coffee with her 2 hours ago.
Exactly.
You never know.
You don't know. And we don't, and everyone's guilty of it. I watch so many people who never know. Oh my gosh, I have so many things to say about this. Okay, so I went to a froyo shop and this girl was staring at me and I mentioned to my boyfriend.
Me too.
Okay, I mentioned to my boyfriend. We just saw this, or whoever I was with. I'm sure I was with John. And I was like, that girl hates me. I don't know what it is. She's giving me this. She's literally talking about me. She was like, and then when I was like, almost giving, like, totally mad dogging her because I was like, you are rude. And I went to go check out.
Are you?
Oh my God. Are you resistant?
Yes. Are you resistant?
Yes, seriously. And I went to go check out of the froyo place, and she was like, are you Asia Croson, the photographer? And I was like, yes. And she's like, I read your blog. And I was like, thank you for reading it. I thought you were just talking bad about me. And there's so many people who read your stuff and you just don't know. People are paying attention, you guys.
They really are.
Way. And if they're continually paying attention, then that means that you're doing something right, but you don't have to pay attention to that right now. Because even if you did pay attention to them paying attention, you might not know because they're being silent about it. So, yes, you're so right. We're going to do a whole other thing about that.
And Alicia said, you're so sweet, also guilty silent reader. You shouldn't feel guilty because I do it all the time.
All of us are.
Especially when I read, like, bigger blogs. Like, I love A Beautiful Mess.
Mm-hmm.
But I look at their blog every day. I probably type it into my browser and look at it multiple times a day because I'm waiting for the next post. But I don't ever comment.
No.
But I support them in other ways. Like, maybe I will buy
something.
an ebook or other things.
So I used to do coaching with Jenny Purr. That's her business name, right? Yeah, Jenny Purr. And I did blog coaching with her, and she was like, it is so funny. None of my clients who I've had, Emily's actually also working with her right now. We're in a mastermind group with her right now. She's like, none of the people who I've booked with me to do coaching have ever commented on any of my blogs. No, not one time. I'm like, I've never commented on your blog. I've been reading your blog for months over here.
Yeah, so, I listen to almost every episode of Jenny's podcast. I think she's one of the best podcasters ever.
It's called Make It Happen.
And it's called Make It Happen. And I think I have tweeted her once. I kind of don't want to be annoying and tweet her every single week. She would probably love if I did that.
Totally. Yeah, you're so right.
So I've been a silent reader too. Let me come out of the silent shadows. Paige, I love all of your content. Goodness, ironic. That is so nice. Thank you.
That's so cool.
And actually, a lot of really fun conversations happen in the comments of my Instagram and like my YouTube. I think you do too. Mm-hmm. They're really fun.
I agree.
You're supporting them by typing in their site. Yeah, you are.
Yes, but you're still being silent that way. So it's still support, but they don't know. You know what I mean? They can see you as a number, but they don't know. Yeah. So excited for Mastermind on Saturday. So pumped. Yeah, never comment on her blog. She said 100% of her clients have never commented on her blog. So do not be scared that you can't see the numbers that are coming back. So good. I'm so glad, QT forever, that you're loving it because it's true stuff. So, I think we should get to the announcement because now I'm getting pretty pumped.
I'm getting pumped. So it's actually really funny that Asia and I are in this position where we're like, I have 20 stories to share about this and I want to share more. And our big announcement is kind of the solution to that problem. Yes. This is going to be kind of funny to make the announcement because we are on the delay. So me and you are going to be like, yeah! And then no one's going to say anything for a while.
So
but we'll get over it.
Oh my gosh.
So Asia and I are creative business owners. We have a lot of knowledge to share with other people just like us, like you guys. And I've noticed it's kind of difficult and there's kind of a gap because like I've done one-on-one coaching, for example, with creatives, and it's difficult, and you have too, and it's difficult because you're only giving your knowledge and all of your services to one person, and we could be sharing it with a lot more people. Sometimes you stop myself.
Oh, Victoria, you're so sweet. Don't do that.
You're so sweet. We're so cute.
Gosh.
You can tell. Yeah.
The kids love your Zoom, your scopes. That's so great.
That's so cool. Sweet. So basically, we really felt like we needed a way to share more with more people. And this whole venture and project idea started on our trip to San Francisco, if you want to talk about that.
Yeah, so can I talk about what it's about?
We were in the car.
We were in the car.
We were in the car going to San Francisco.
I'm so excited.
So we were in the car going to San Francisco on a road trip. It was like the last weekend before I moved back to Arizona. And we were like not ranting, but we were like, yeah, that's so true. I wish more people would do this. I wish more people would put themselves out there. I wish people would like share photos of themselves. And we had just like met a few people who were like shy about sharing their content. And we were like, don't be shy, share it. So what we decided was the best way for us to share more with you guys was to create
a podcast.
And we're so excited about it. Can we high five?
I'm so high-fiving
we got a high five because like this idea was formed in June.
Yes.
Which is a long time ago.
For months,
we've been really brainstorming it for a while. Oh, thank you.
We're so excited, you guys.
Oh, wait. So now it's live.
Oh, yay. We're high-fiving.
Mo's excited.
Oh, we're so excited. We're so excited that you guys are excited. Thank you so much.
Thank you. So we've really been like sitting on this idea since June, planning it out. This is part of the reason why Asia's in Phoenix, because we were like, hey, yay! Oh, I love that memoji.
Memoji? A Melissa
Memoji.
Memoji.
Ooh, Melissa, you are now the creator of Memoji. Alicia loves podcasts. I do too.
Oh my gosh, thanks, Alyssa. Thank you.
Oh my god, love the feedback. This is great.
So let's talk about what it's about also.
Talk about what it's about.
And then I'm out here because we're making this podcast right now. That's why I'm visiting Phoenix so we can be in person. And
we had all these great sessions this weekend where we did all of the logos and branding ourselves. We did it featuring both of our handwriting. Yes. We'll reveal that soon. Oh my god, thank you.
Yay.
Awesome. I listen to them while I paint, so I'm a huge fan of podcasts.
Absolutely.
And yes, so then we were also going to record episodes together. So let's talk about the name. Go ahead.
Okay, so the name of our podcast is Space to Face, and we talked about this because on that road trip in San Francisco, we're like, it's really frustrating for us to be so involved with Facebook groups, etc. That talking about you can run your business from anywhere, and we're both like, but we run our businesses from somewhere. So I run my business from San Luis Obispo, and she runs hers from Phoenix, and so from the Phoenix area, and so we want to really know how to invest in our local communities and how to get them involved in what we're doing online, or how to get our online communities involved in what we're doing locally.
And I really felt like there was a gap, especially for me. I'm really locally involved when it comes to like selling my artwork at markets and galleries. And I am a fan of a lot of these people who give like online business advice, but they don't give me any kind of advice of like how to interact with customers in person, or like how to display your table, or like any of these kind of stuff. And it's not just that physical stuff, it's a lot about local interaction. And I just felt like there was a gap. There was a gap in the, not a market, but there was a lack, and we wanted to fill that gap.
Yes, because we both kind of feel a creative podcast, and it'll be amazing. Thanks, Monica. We both feel that I want to say that we're experts in this, because I feel that like I have a very strong local presence and a very strong online presence. Even though my business is only something that I can do locally, I still understand the importance of having a strong online presence, and then understand the importance of being present in my local community, because that is where my services are. And with Paige, she can run her business online, so she can only sell her artwork online, but she also understands how important it is for her to be local and be involved in the markets, etc. So our Space to Face, which I think is just so brilliant.
Brilliant
oh
name.
My gosh.
We're hoping that you can both nurture the online, nurture is a weird word, but you can nurture the online space and then get off the computer and get face to face.
Exactly.
Which is very exciting.
It's
and
so exciting.
Sue says grassroots is so important. Everyone is saying we are #friendship goals, and I'm like really proud of that.
I am so proud right now.
And I think we said this in the beginning, but Asia and I met online, and then we happened to also be local because we were in the same town. So we are like the manifestation of our podcast.
Exactly. And also this webinar right now, because you put yourself out there by commenting me and be like, oh my gosh, are you in SLO? Let's totally meet up.
Oh yeah, I had to put myself out there and be like, whoa, you live in San Luis Obispo, let's hang out.
And then this would never, I can't imagine, honestly, I can't imagine what my business would look like if you didn't do that. Because even in like the 8 months we've known each other, it has been so huge. So thank you for putting yourself out there and making this thing happen.
So
oh my gosh. So we are launching a podcast. That means it's going to be on iTunes, you guys. Thank you so much, Alicia. I really appreciate it. And Audrey, thank you. I really appreciate your walk to work. See, you guys can listen to us anytime. So we're really, that's such a good point. How funny. That's really funny.
Hi, Maya. Oh my gosh.
Oh, hey, Maya.
Hi.
Glad you could make it.
So we just made our big announcement. If you guys are just tuning in, we are launching a podcast together. We are co-hosts.
Yes, we are.
It is called Space to Face. We are encouraging you to give some love to both your online space and also your face-to-face interactions with your local community.
To build your community online and offline, because you can expand it both ways, and to know that that's just two huge networks that you guys have, and that it's so important to be present in both. You thought we had been friends forever. Sometimes I feel that way too.
We met in December, so it has not been a year.
No.
I also wanted to say a really good example of what we're talking about is Suze. Suze is an artist. She is a beautiful oil painter. You need this podcast because you hide in your home. Awesome.
Oh my
we're
gosh.
so glad.
Maya,
we were just saying that there's so much advice given to people who have online businesses, and we soak it all in and we love it.
We love it.
But we're like really active locally too.
Yes.
And I also would like to make the argument that there are a lot of times where I will if I get locally active enough, I can make way more money locally sometimes than I can online.
So it's kind of the same thing, because you could technically have all your business online, but you choose to be local, right? Because you could do everything online. You could sell stuff online.
And I don't choose for that way because of the money making opportunity. But it's so cool to like meet people in person.
Absolutely, totally. And I could have my business only local, so we're opposite in that way. I could have my business only local and choose not to have an online presence at all, and we don't know. We're
kind of the opposite.
We are the opposite in that way. So I am trying to help people who are only local build their online presence, and you're kind of doing the opposite. So this is what we're doing.
I didn't finish.
Had to leave the house.
I love it. I love it.
Yay! You have
to. So good.
Oh my gosh, Maya, you're gonna love it. Twice a month. What are you saying? What are you saying? Are you saying you leave the house twice a month?
No, she wants to. She's going to.
Okay, good.
That's good. Good progress. I like it.
Thanks. I like it. I'm so happy you're here, Maya. It makes me so happy.
I'm so glad you're here.
Yes.
I also I didn't finish my comment.
Sorry.
No, not your fault at all. I sidetracked myself. Me and Asia have realized we interrupt ourselves a lot where we're like making one point and then we talk about something else. It's weird. But I wanted to say, I didn't finish my comment about Suze. She's an excellent example because she's an oil painter. She's very active on Periscope. You can find her on there at least once a day, sometimes more often. Mm-hmm. And yes.
You're going to be so great.
And Suze, though, also just did a big art fair in Missouri. Yes, in Missouri, and it's like the Plaza Art Fair. And that's a great example of her getting local. And she had a beautiful booth with like tons of paintings.
It was so pretty,
probably Suze. Like 100 pieces. So pretty. And that is how she's getting involved locally. She could kill it and only sell her paintings online. And if you're shy, maybe you don't want to leave the house, but you can start to inch into it. And that's a great example of someone doing both. So Suze and I are similar in that way.
Absolutely.
I think for some reason with art it comes naturally a little bit. Maybe because there are these local markets.
Absolutely, yeah.
I think the opportunities present themselves. If you're a photographer or you're like an online business coach, there's not a meetup. There's not a meetup. Yeah.
And so we definitely will talk about how to take advantage of the opportunities that are already presented, like these galleries, etc., and how to make opportunities like how I do for a photographer who doesn't have a photography market. So we will definitely, in the podcast, we're going to talk about so many things like that. We're going to talk about why you should be involved locally, why you should be involved online, how to get over the fears of doing that, and then just a bazillion other things that help you guys do that. I met a blogger sparkler yesterday to take blog photos. A little scary, but so much fun. That's so awesome. And I will say another thing about me being local and using my online presence. So I'm really active on Snapchat, and my best friend lives in DC, and all of his little girlfriends adore me. They think I am the best. We've met like 4 times. They think I'm the coolest person. It's all like I'm going to take all their wedding photos for sure for life. Their kids' wedding photos. I am stuck because I'm on Snapchat, and they watch me every day on Snapchat. And she actually, one of his friends, Krista, snapped me the other day and was like, I want you to take my brother's family photos. He lives in California. I'll pay for your travel. So this is just my online presence giving me an opportunity to use my local service to do that. So that's just a success. So we really are really passionate about blending online and offline, the space and the face. So our podcast, Space to Face. We're so excited. So if you guys haven't already, if you're listening to us from YouTube, definitely go check out Space to Face. We have some adorable photos. I'm so proud of those pictures.
They're
nice. So beautiful.
They're so nice. I also just realized something funny. I didn't even change my shirt. I look so...
You look adorable.
Thank you. But I feel really casual right now. Another one of Asia's big concepts is that you should always not look good, but like at least feel confident and presentable. I wear a lot of band tees and a lot of top knots, so that just happens. That's my jam, but I feel confident this way. But I do apologize. I should have dressed up a little bit more for this.
I think you look great. You're representing your
brand.
So
Maya's got the praise in hands.
I love
Maya, I follow this girl, Danielle of Merriweather Council, and she calls these the Oprah hands.
Oh my gosh.
I don't know if that's like Oprah doing the hands or maybe Oprah's audience. I feel like it's like the audience members being like yeah.
That is
Oprah.
so funny. Also, we've picked emojis.
Thank you. Yes. The love is seriously overflowing. Look at these hearts. It's like we're on Periscope.
Please tell me you plan that shirt to be... yeah! In space? Do you have a face? Because that would be so funny.
There's some people because it's a keep herring shirt.
To so... Oh my gosh. Alyssa, thanks for noticing Oprah hands. That is tea and jeans all the way, girl.
That's my life. That is my band tee, black jeans.
Yes. And when I'm saying that, of course we know I'm not like, please get all dolled out. Oh my gosh, your face. We're watching the delay. It's so funny. So it's not to get all dolled up to go out, but it's to be presentable. You kind of do have to be on. You're always yourself. That's why we love you. Exactly. Be yourself. I so love that. You need to be open about Snapchat. It's amazing to hear so much judgment about them from other business owners. They have no idea.
My
Your face counts as face.
Like,
yes, face to face. That is, I totally do that.
Yeah, Melissa, we agree. I mean, if it's not Snapchat, it's video content somewhere else. It's just about showing up and being there. And
yes, and that's something we're definitely going to talk about.
Suze, you are being so nice right now. I can't handle it. We love you.
Yeah, I love it. Being transparent is something we're going to talk about a lot as well. So you guys can definitely go to our website, spacetoface.com, and you'll be getting, if you sign up right there, you'll get emails when our podcast launches, when the first episode is dropped.
Yeah, and most of you who are here watching, you probably are already signed up, so thank you because you got the link. But I do know that there might be some people watching via my YouTube channel because we decided to do a live stream. So if you happen to be one of those people who just like stumbled across the video, make sure to click spacetoface.com and sign up. Networking in person means people have to find out I'm not as hot as I am. You are hot, Maya.
You are so hot.
We looked at your sales page today, and you were sitting on the steps looking great. I loved the strappy green shoes. Yes. We were
I commented on your Periscope about it and you didn't see it, and I was like, I'm gonna put that comment again and again until she sees it. I love those heels. They're so cute. And you know what I find is that when I see people who I meet face to face, I'm like, oh, that girl was like kind of cool, like she gave me her website or like whatever, and then I see them again like a year later. I met them one time and they're like, oh my god, you're so cool. I feel like we're friends. I know everything about you, blah blah. So once we meet in person, they know that I'm cooler because I have this like really cool online presence. I know when I don't put myself together. I know. That's why you shouldn't leave the house when you're not put together.
To me.
It always happens.
Monica asked, when will the first episode come out? We're not positive yet.
Very soon.
Stay tuned. We actually, can I say this? That we're gonna like launch a lot of episodes.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Sure.
So yes. when we do launch, you are so welcome, Maya. When we do launch, there will be multiple episodes available for you to listen to.
It's like a Netflix binge.
It's like, you know when Orange is the New Black hits and you get all 12 episodes. We're not gonna do 12 episodes, but there will be more than one.
Yes.
So you'll have a lot of content to take in, indulge all at once, and then they will be coming regularly to your inbox. Who wouldn't sign up? Thank you.
Yeah. See, exactly. And
yeah,
Maya is hot in person too. You can't fake it on Periscope either, girl. I've seen you without makeup, and you're hot. Yeah. We're just gonna put it out there. That's true.
Yeah.
Yes.
So we don't know exactly when the first episode is coming out. We've been like cranking this weekend, so we promise you we're not being like slacking on it. It'll come
probably this week.
Probably this week.
Yeah.
We said maybe the day we said that we would launch is that day. Maybe it'll be like, we'll see.
This week, next week, you guys are gonna get it.
Oh, this fall definitely.
Oh, girl,
we're talking about like a week
or next.
We're talking like this week or next week.
Yes,
of course.
I like your little this thing. You put that in the email you sent me as well. So it's really
like,
funny. So funny. You two make me laugh super hard. Girl, I feel like we can't say the podcast. I forgot we've already said it. So like, just wait for the podcast. It's gonna be hilarious. I'm gonna be drunk on Starbucks water.
Oh,
I'm just feeling it right now.
I actually feel like you make me funnier as a person, so that's a good thing too.
That's a very nice thing to say.
Yeah,
I really appreciate that.
I never really considered myself to be funny. I just kind of like. I think I'm good at just making like comments about things.
Oh, okay.
I don't know.
I think I'm hilarious.
I don't know.
This is gonna work.
Yeah, you make me funnier.
This is good.
Love you, girls. Feel
Touchdown
like
Packers.
Special unicorn. I love it.
This is great. So thank you guys so much for your support.
Does anyone have any questions?
Oh yes, the question
is a good thing.
Someone asked us earlier.
When do you know? Someone said earlier, when do you know how to start a business? We'll answer this one question. If there's more questions, we'll be happy to answer them, but we'll answer this one. Thank you.
It is going to be so fun. Touchdowns face to face.
Woo.
Holla.
So the question was, how do you know when you're ready to start a business financially? I think you and I both kind of just did it from the bootstraps.
Yep. We sure did.
I talked early to plenty of tweetables. I love it.
That's so smart. I didn't even think about tweetables.
That's a great idea.
I'm pumped on that now. Thanks, Monica.
I was just talking about on Periscope how I actually started my business as an artist a little over a year ago on Kickstarter. So I was like, I have money saved that I could spend on this, but it would be great if I had a little, I can't even think of a different word besides lump.
Yeah.
A lump of, that's what I was going to say. I don't think I'm funny. I just think I'm weird.
You're weird and it's very funny.
Thank you. So I have I wanted a little starter money, so I did it on Kickstarter. Yes. So that was kind of like pulling it out of nowhere. I don't think I was financially ready, but I just had to do that, and that was my solution. Yes. Someone like you.
Right. So when I started mine, I actually, with my photography business, I was borrowing a camera, so I didn't have to put down all the money to make that happen. And then I actually borrowed money to purchase my first camera, and I knew that that was how I did. I was not ready financially, obviously, because I was borrowing things, but I knew that I was ready just in general when I had already already put myself out there. So like I said, I was just putting stuff out there. I did not even care about what people thought of it. I was just like, this is the work that I'm doing. And then people started asking me organically, like without me being like, I am a photographer. I was just like, oh, I took this cute picture of Lindsay. And then people would ask me, can you take my photos? Can you take my photos? So my business started organically that way because I put myself out there first. So that's kind of how I knew. I'm unzipping my pants, keep talking. Oh,
I don't think that
read that. I'm sorry. Oh my gosh. How do we block people?
I don't know if we can.
Oh, thanks, Cadence. I appreciate that. What is flagging me? Sorry, I didn't mean to unzip that.
That was so funny. Thank you. Is this Cadence from
It
Spy
is.
Class? Oh my gosh.
I'm so happy.
Amazing.
I bought my camera off Craigslist.
Thank you.
See, exactly, Maya. There's
There
a
you
really
go.
good way. I'm so embarrassed that I read that. I'm sorry. We're gonna move on. I'm really sorry. So when to start financially? Bootstrap is a really good way to put that. So that's great. Thanks, Maya, for putting that in there. The stories make people love you even more when you do the work. That is so true.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
That's so funny.
So yeah, you definitely have to do the work, and like you're not gonna, you might not have like $15,000 saved and be like, I'm quitting my job and I'm good to go. And actually, Maya had a great scope about this, and she was saying like, did you get to see that scope? It was so awesome. John and I watched it in bed one morning, and she was talking about
I always watch scopes on the replay, so I probably missed it.
Oh, gotcha. Okay, so hers was about like your job being your sugar daddy, just providing you like financial, and then your dream job being like your dream guy, and like when to leave like your sugar daddy for whatever. And she was like, sometimes you have to be ready financially. Maya, I'm so sorry if I'm like totally like sabotaging your message there, but it was huge. And I've heard a lot of people say, I had $15,000 saved before I left my job. I did not. Yeah. I was just like, here we go.
We're not saying like she really is
Mm-hmm.
amazing. Emily, we will answer that in 1 second. The thing is like we're not saying we were like financially ready to start it and not do anything else.
You're right.
Like
I was still working. I've only
I was still in
full-time
school.
Photography for a little over a year. Yeah. So I was still working for sure.
Yeah.
So Emily, we'll go ahead and answer your question. It's going to be the two of us. We're also going to do solo sodes that are going to be mini episodes with just us two, talking about things that we feel a little bit more versed on, that we really are passionate about individually.
Or you said just us two, but you meant just ourselves.
Oh, sorry, yes, just ourselves.
So episodes of us together, episodes of us separately that are shorter, solo sodes.
Solo sodes.
Can we trademark that?
Absolutely. We should Google it first.
Yeah.
Okay, great. And then we're also going to be definitely featuring people. So we're going to be featuring people who are doing an awesome job of blending space and face. And we're going to be featuring people who are mostly spacers and mostly facers. We might call that something different, but I really like how it sounds.
I like that.
Yeah. So that we can talk to them about what they're doing to work on the space or work on the face. You guys come up with the coolest words. Thank you.
This is like my favorite people in one place.
I know,
really
this is so awesome. On the question,
that's a great idea. We are not sure yet where we will build our communities, like Facebook, Instagram, where we will build them. But we really want to have a place where you guys can ask us questions. So that's definitely coming.
And Periscope is going to be a huge thing for us because we know that we can interact with everything like this. So that's really, really great. So we don't know how the podcast will be able to work with that, but we'll definitely be doing a lot of Q&As on Periscope. Also, Carly, hello. Thank you so much for being here. Sometimes your 9 to 5 is in the way. It's so right.
Yes.
Did you say a flowetry? Oh, solo. So this is so fun. Let's just all think of great words. Yes, we're going to be doing a huge combination of both. So it is our adventure together. We'll be doing most of it together, then some solo sodes, and we're going to be having a lot of guests. We're really, really excited about that.
Yes, and what was I going to say? Oh, I actually watched 2 podcasters, Shailene Johnson and Dave Connery of the Fresh Rag Show, and they both like Periscope while they record new episodes.
What?
Which is mind-blowing.
That's brilliant.
And I'm not sure if they do it like the whole episode, but like we could even try that.
Yeah, maybe.
Who knows, guys? Yeah. We're also, as you know, spacetoface.com right now is just the invite page, and it's going to be a full website. So maybe we'll have a comment box there too to ask questions.
That'd be great. Great idea.
You did a great job and not financially ready, but you had to do it. I think I've heard a lot of people, that's their story as well. They're just like, I'm not 100% ready, but I feel like kind of that fear of not being ready pushes you to like go that much harder.
Right. And sometimes you might just never be ready, to be honest. Like you might never be like, yep, this is the time. I'm feeling really great. It's always scary. It is always scary. So you kind of just have to do that. What is your Periscope link /name? So I think we have them down here. So mine is Asia Croson and Paige's is Paige_Poppe.
Yeah, we didn't put Periscope. We should have.
I'll pop it in right here so that you can see it.
I can edit this box too.
And we love it if you followed us.
I'll edit it later.
You guys can check out my replays that I've done recently, and Paige has too as well, so it's perfect. You'll never know if you don't try. Amen. Thanks, Magdalena.
Emily, I totally feel you on that one too. I'm still really interested in pursuing my architecture career, so I feel you on that one.
That's a good idea.
You'll never know. Yes, you'll never know if you don't try. if you could hear shoe, very true.
Mm-hmm. So with what are you talking about? Sorry, I want to say the thing about Monica about we could Periscope our solo sods.
Yeah.
But our other sods we cannot. We could.
It'd be hard. So the thing is that Asia and I will be doing our podcast across 2 different states.
Yes.
So that'll be interesting. But I wish we could be together all the time while we record. That'd be so fun.
Great couple of days. So
amazing, Alicia. I think you can.
Alicia, that's so exciting.
And you just launched a new site, new services. Who says you can't?
We're so excited for you. Let us know how we can support you because that is what we're here for. Thank you so much for showing up and supporting us. We're really excited.
I also really loved your Instagram Periscope. And oh my God, not at all.
Selena, that's not at all.
I also really loved your Instagram Periscope. I do like the similar tactics that you do, and it's totally awesome.
I need to follow you immediately. Yeah. That needs to happen right now.
You weren't ready. Yeah, and now you're friends with us.
See? Yeah. Exactly. So does anybody else have any more questions about the Periscope? Anything like that? We're going to be wrapping stuff up because I'm hungry. Paige's mom made us spaghetti squash. Is that right?
Yes.
Spaghetti squash?
Yes.
So happy for you, Alicia. That's so exciting. I'm going to follow. Wait, I need to follow her on Scope. How do I, what's her name?
We did great too. We're wrapping this up just over an hour.
We're so good.
This is perfect.
I'm following you on Scope, aren't I, Alicia?
Let's see.
Okay, let's see.
So,
questions?
we will wrap this up. This is the last little thing.
Yeah, we'll let you guys put up, if you guys want to throw up your Instagram names, Emily was asking, that would be so awesome because we can make a perfect little community here.
Everyone leaves their Insta. I know Monica's Emlyn Galvin, I believe. Are you Monica Galvin? Mm-hmm. Everyone throw up their info. Let's have a share party.
Which one is Alicia? Alicia Johns. I like how your last name is Johns because in a lot of my friends' phones, I am Asia Johns. I am Johns.
That's so funny.
Sometimes he's Johns, Asia.
So yeah, we're gonna
second Scope. So weighing options. It's almost bedtime for me. Well, thank you for joining us right before bedtime. That's amazing. Perfect. We'll let you guys throw those up. Definitely. Thanks so much.
Emlyn Galvin. There we go. All things Jacqueline. Mo Explore. I know Alicia is Alicia. Or Lishy. There we are.
So cute.
Designer Diary. Oh, I got your comment today, Selena. Thank you. Suze Ford, Everywhere, Cadencia.
Love the purple hearts.
Calligraphy Cold.
Go
Becca.
Carly.
Love it.
Carly, when I try to tag you on Facebook, I always type Go Carly, which is so silly.
Go Carly. Melissa Opie. Floja. Wait. Floja. Hold on. Is this my friend?
It might be your friend. I love it. They're a friend now.
I think my friend's name is Floja, but he spells it differently. No, like his Instagram name.
Oh, I see.
Different person.
Perfect. Awesome.
I'm loving it. Thank you for sharing, guys. Thank you for being here.
Yes.
Like, the support means everything. I'm really glad we chose this way to do the webinar because I felt like we were on Periscope. It was awesome.
Yeah, I really like that. Oh, thank you so much.
We're so glad. For those of you who said, like, we're making you feel more confident, that's, like, the coolest thing for us to hear. Love that. This is so exciting.
And we're going to have so much awesome content. You guys, we're really excited. I know it sounds silly, but every time I was writing some scripts today, I was like, we have such good content. We have such awesome things to share with you guys. So we're really excited. And we know, we just want to plant some seeds right now that when we get up on iTunes, that you guys rating us and reviewing us on iTunes is going to be super helpful. So remember how excited you are right now and definitely translate that. And do not be a silent listener because we want to get this out to more, as many people as possible. Yes. Sharing is caring. Amen,
absolutely.
Selena.
I love those hearts. Those are some really unique heart colors.
Yeah,
I love them.
Do that?
I don't know.
Cool.
So
That's
cool.
neat.
Maybe she's watching from her phone. I don't know.
Oh, can you do that?
Probably.
I didn't even know that.
I have watched a live stream on my phone before. It's really cool.
Cool.
Thank you. Everyone is excited. This will be interesting because I'm not even sure how we turn off this live thing.
My friend's name was Flojo. Wait, is his actual name? Oh,
wait, no.
Oh, look, we see ourselves live there.
Oh, weird. We could have had that up the whole time.
You're not silent, John. No, you are not. And none of you guys will be silent now either.
Thank you, Rebecca. You're on your phone. Cool.
That is really good to know.
That's really cool. It's funny that the default hearts are purple. I really love that.
That is really funny.
Ooh, look at these. Oh,
are you guys going to be mostly listening to us in the car on your walk? Like, where do you guys listen to podcasts? Because I listen to mine definitely in the car and when I clean my room, which is never. So I never listen to them.
We're kind of hard to hear through whatever mic we're using. Okay, wait.
Oh. Hey, thanks, Jacqueline.
You can probably hear us better now.
I'm sure you just blew everybody's eardrum. I think it's Google Chat emojis. Aloha. Oh, hey, girl, hey.
I hope the internal mic was up.
I'm so sad that you're so close to us and you're not with us. It makes me so sad. I was telling Paige, I was like, I'll get a little fangirl when it comes to Cadence. So that happens.
Listen at the car
at the gym. At the gym, yes.
Oh, my God.
Is it so much better when we talk like this?
We are so sorry.
Listen while you paint. Podcast in the car.
I listen while I paint too.
What was the woe for, babe?
Too much. Oh, shoot.
Oh,
I'm so sorry.
Sorry. We're figuring it out, you guys. By the time airport, yes. Love the new photos, by the way.
Thank you.
We're we're very proud of them. We love them a lot.
Yeah.
That's the whole purpose, really the biggest purpose of me coming out here, was to start this whole thing and make
really
sure that
was.
we could do those things.
I would like to apologize once again for blowing everyone's eardrums.
You are forgetting.
Oh, it's better.
Oh, and
we're sorry. It was over here. We probably should have had it like
right here, kind of.
Right there.
We are going to give you guys so much inspiration. Okay, was the mic? Yes.
Oh boy.
The microphone thing really helps.
Well, you know what? If you don't know, if you don't try. So.
Amen. We put ourselves out there. See?
Don't worry. When we record the podcast, we're going to be like here, so it won't. Right. Okay. Bye, Suze.
Thanks,
we should
Suze.
run
we
too.
Should go too. We
Thank you guys for watching. I am going to hopefully end this recording now. I don't really know how to end it, but we're going to try. Thank you guys again. Spacetoface.com. We are so excited.
Thanks, guys.
Bye.